Hi everybody, this is Matt. Thanks for watching and welcome back. This video is about how to improve shaky hands when it comes to shooting, especially a pistol. So here's the down low. Here's the quick backstory on it for you. I'm a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with something called renal cell carcinoma, which meant that I had a tumor the size of my fist in my right kidney, and it belonged on a plate, according to my doctor, and he was right. So I have an incision that starts from here, goes all the way underneath the rib cage to right back here. What does that do? That cuts muscle, and things don't work the way that they used to. Plus the other procedures that they do when you have the big C tend to weaken you. They make you glow in the dark. Basically, it kind of sort of poisons your system, and that is bad. I would not wish cancer on anybody because it is an evil, very evil disease. But I did not want cancer to beat me. Actually, I was determined that it wasn't going to. But the other side of the coin was I really was not prepared for what it would do to me from a physicality standpoint. Just the basics of getting up off of a seated position or getting out of bed and walking was arduous. I essentially had to relearn how to walk again. I had to understand that I had some limitations I didn't have before. Simple things like, mowing the yard suddenly became very, very interesting. But one of the things for me and like the shooting sports was when I went to pick up a handgun again for the first time, instead of having any kind of stability here, my hand was just going like this. It was just going boogity, boogity, boogity. I mean, literally. I'm not lying. It was going like this. Shooting was painful, and oh my, shooting a shotgun for the first time, but I was bound and determined, like I said before, not to let cancer beat me, but I also didn't want it to rob me of things that I enjoyed. So I had to embark on a journey in order to get back as much as I could, which meant speaking to my physician about it, and then talking to physical therapists, and actually the best help that I found was a sports physiologist. And I learned a lot more about how the body works through that guy than anything else. So let me show you what helped me. And even as we age, we're not as rock solid and we're not as steady as we used to be. Plus, we have aging eyes. So when you get into Bivocalville, USA, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. And I know that there are some of you out there that you've already experienced something like that. So let's talk. A lot of times people say, okay, grippers, crush grip strength, that's very, very important. Well, it is, but yet, it isn't, because everything has to be in balance. That's one of the things that I learned. You can actually do more harm than good sometimes with grippers because you're only strengthening a certain set of muscles when you should be working out everything. And we began with free weights, something as simple as this 5-pound weight. Actually, I started with like a 2-pound one because something like this kicked my can. And, we're talking going from, as a youth, lifting, 100, 120-pound hay bales all day long to going a 2-pound weight. Ow, this is ridiculous. Anyway, we began with free weights. He designed a program for me. And one of the things that we got into specifically to stabilize my hands and my wrists were exercises that, frankly, you can do a lot of them when you're seated. So if you would pretend that I'm in a seated position, I have my arm on my thigh, and this here would be my knee. So one of the exercises that I will do from a supported position is starting out doing this. And I will do about 20 of these, and I'll do 3 sets of them, which means I'm going to be doing, like 60. But full extension down, full extension up. And then I come over like this, and I allow the muscle to come all the way down, stretch all that out, come up, down, curl it up, curl it back down, and again, 20. Now we started off with 10, and then we just simply increased it. So went ahead, did this. Now here's the real evil one. Here's the one that a lot of people miss. This one right here. So this gets supported, and you start doing this curl right here, this thing will get you. You will feel it. I guarantee you're going to feel it in your forearms because it'll start a burn. And this was one exercise that I did not know existed, but it did have extensive benefits. And then finally, everything gets taken out by just simply allowing this to curl down, come up, and again, down, and then up. Now, do I work out with these? Sure I do. Absolutely. Work out with these. Also work with these. A lot of you guitar players out there, you've seen these things. Work on just grips like this. Plus, I work on pinch grips, pinches. And you can actually isolate, say, the trigger finger with these. But there's just all kinds of exercises that you can do with this to help. A very interesting thing that I'll share with you is this funny looking little ball. Now, this came from doczac.com. Don't know if you can read that or not. But when I was introduced to this, I'm like, okay, looks kind of weird, but how does it really work? So essentially, you will put this on like so. Please allow me to get this on here and get everything straight. And these go on below that first distal joint. And essentially what you're doing is you're squeezing like this, and then you're extending. Like 1, 2, 1, 2. So this gives you some good resistance training, and this helps to balance out and help prevent injury because you are doing things in a balanced way. And I'm not a physical therapist, don't claim to be. This has just simply been the path that I have taken in order to improve shaky hands and in order to get the level of physicality back that I wanted in order to be able to shoot again. But this particular thing here, it actually puts a lot of stress right here into your fingers, into your wrist, and you can even take this and go cocking it off to the side. Now, I've used these enough that I tell you that, these eventually break, but they're easily replaced, and for me, it's a cheap and easy way of working out. So this little thing can help. The other thing that I would practice extensively would be dry firing. I have a laser in here, and so I would just do dry fire practice. Hopefully you can see that. And dry firing is one of the best ways that you can consistently practice when it comes to shooting, because you get to go through all of the motions, you get to come up here, you get to get that front sight focus and do a consistent trigger press. So there you have it. Those are some of the things that works for me. Hopefully they will work for you, and hopefully this helps. And if you've been a cancer survivor or anything else, I hope that this gives you hope and that it helps you with your shooting. So until next time, everybody, thanks for watching. Be safe out there.